So today's topic it's going to be how to read algebraic expressions. So it's very important for you to follow some steps in order to read algebraic expressions correctly. We are going to see today how to do it. It is always read from left to right, so we will start with the first number in the left and we will finish with the right part of the algebraic expression. The first step is to mention the coefficient. There you have a little note because in the coefficient, if the first term of all the algebraic expression is positive, we don't need to say it. We don't need to say that it's positive. We can start only with the coefficient, and it will be understandable that it's positive. But if the first term is negative, we need to use the term or the word minus or negative in order to name the algebraic expression. Also, if coefficient is number 1, it is not mentioned. We don't need to mention if coefficient is number 1. Then we are going to mention the first variable and the words to say the power or exponent of each variable. If the power is number 1 also is not mentioned as coefficient 1, power 1 is not mentioned also. If the exponent or power is number 2, we can say both of them. We can say that it's the term squared or to the second power. If exponent is 3, we can say it also that it's cubed or to the third power. If it's number 4 and above, we will say to the number with termination th, that means 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Each variable is separated with a comma when we are writing it. We will use steps 2 and 3 as many times as the variables are needed. Then, after finishing one term, we will continue with the next one. We will separate terms with a comma also, and we will use plus or minus depending if the second, third, and last terms are negative or positive. And then we will start again with step number 1 as much as we needed in terms of how many terms we have. It's going to be the numbers of repetitions we will need to do of these steps. So we will see first a little image to see how we can write the name of each letters, and then we will see some examples of how to read or write algebraic expressions. Here we can see all the letters in the alphabet in alphabetic order in English alphabet. So here is how we are going to put them, how we are going to write the name of each letter. That will help us when we are reading or writing algebraic expressions. So you will have this same image in Moodle. You can download it. Maybe you can paste it in your notebook if you need it. So we are going to start with some examples of how to read algebraic expressions. So in this case, exercise 1, we have that algebraic expression in the board. So we need to write or how we will read it. So we will start from left to right. In this case, we will say, we don't need to say that it's positive. The first term we know that it's positive. We don't need to say it. So we are going to say that it's 5x. Here is x, 5x, comma, minus 4y. And that will be the easiest one. This algebraic expression is 5x minus 4y. Let's see some other example. In this second exercise, the first term is negative, so we need to say that it's negative. So we need to put minus 8x, comma, plus 1. 1 it's an independent term because it doesn't have any variable, so that will be it, and that will be the correct answer of reading minus 8x plus 1. Let's see some other one. In this case, it's very simple also. A has a coefficient 1. Remember, we don't need to say coefficient 1, so it will be only A, comma, plus 7. And that will be it. That will be also a very simple example. In this case, we have 3 terms. It's the same as in the last one, so we will start with the first term, that it's only A. It's positive, we don't need to say it. For the second one, we need to say it, plus D, comma, minus N. And that will be it. That will be how we read this algebraic expression. In this case, we have a different type of exponent that has also letters, but it will be also very simple. We start with the first term, in this case, x to the a plus 7, comma, minus 5. And that will be it. X to the a plus 7 minus 5. In this case, we have only one term, so we will start saying 13 x. In this case is power 2, so we can say x to the 2 or x squared. It's better to set x squared, comma, y to the 9th power, or to the 9th only. We don't need to put the word power, so we can say this term it's written, or we can read it as 13 x squared y to the 9th. So in this exercise, we have a more complex term, but it's very similar. We will start with minus 7. A to the x minus 3, comma, v to the 9 minus y, comma, c cubed, or c to the third. It's the same. So this expression is going to be read as minus 7a to the x minus 3 b to the 9 minus y c cubed. In this case, we have 2 terms, but it's also very simple. We will start with the first one in the left, so it will be minus 5/7 of x squared, comma, y to the 7th, comma, plus 2/3 c to the 4th. And that will be it. That is how we can read this. in this case we have fractions as exponents, but it's also very similar. So we will start from left to right. In this case, minus 7 ninths of x to the 2/3, comma, y to the 1/4. So it's also very similar. We will read this as minus 7 ninths of x to the 2/3, y to the 1/4, or to the 1/4. It's the same. In this case, it will be also very similar. So we will start from left to right. It's positive. We don't need to say it's positive, the first one. So we will start with m squared, comma, minus 3 n to the b plus 1, comma, minus p plus, comma, 6. So that will be the form of reading this expression: m squared minus 3n to the b plus 1 minus p plus 6. Remember, commas are used to separate both terms and also variables. So this will be our final exercise. So it's very similar also. We will start from left to right. So it will be 7/5 of x cubed, comma, minus 2/3 of y to the a plus 7, comma, plus 1/4 of z to the 2 over a. And that will be how we read this expression. So it will be 7/5 of x cubed, comma, minus 2/3 of y to the a plus 7, comma, plus 1/4 of z to the 2 over a. And that will be it. So now you can do the exercises of activity that it's called how to read algebraic expressions.